Alright, this is peak week. They call it peak week because this is the last week before the show, and I'm supposed to do the final touches to get myself into peak condition. What that means is doing a little bit of refeed days, doing some higher calories, still a calorie deficit, but, you know, getting a little carbs in me, some rice. I love rice so much. And a little bit of a deload as well. Now, I guess there can be a couple ways to do a deload, but the way I'm doing it with my coach is less sets, more reps in reserve, same weight. So that's what we're doing. Warming up right now, and then I'll get into the same 205, but only 2 sets and more than 3 reps in reserve. So I'm really not going close to failure at all. That's going to be tough for me to do with my ego, and I just like to push it. But I'm not going for a pump. At this point, I mean, there's a lot that I could do to ruin myself. Let's say I cheated and ate like a bunch of junk food every single day. However, aside from something gnarly like that, if I'm staying within my diet and I'm staying within, my decent workout, if I work out harder or a little bit not as hard, it's not going to change much. I basically am where I am, and I'm going to be where I'm going to be in about 6 days from now, So today's Monday, Memorial Day, no work, so I'm in the gym a little bit later. It's a little bit more busy. I was able to snag a bench though, Monday International Chest Day and all that. And yeah, tomorrow back on the grind at 7 a.m. and so on. And then, so Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday morning I leave, I go on my flight. You'll see some videos about that. And then Friday, I'll hit up a local gym in Boise, Idaho. And then Saturday morning, really early, is the show. And the wheelchair bodybuilding is the first up on stage too, which is kind of nice. Get it done and over with. I'm pretty sure prejudging, so it's prejudging in the morning and then the show at night. I'm pretty sure prejudging is where the winner is truly decided. I'll have to figure that out. And then the real show is at 4 p.m. So in between that stuff, I'm just gonna go back to my hotel and hang out, not do too much. I got my posing music done. Only 1 minute, which honestly is not a lot of time, because I listen to that posing music a lot, because I'm trying to get a mental image of how I'm going to, do my routine, get familiar with it, stuff like that. And it's a very short amount of time, so I'm only going to get to do like maybe 4 to 5 poses, maybe more, maybe 7, definitely not 10, because you have to consider the moving around, getting out on stage. But I mush together a pretty good posing music. I'm not going to share it because I don't want anyone else taking it. But yeah, so I'm going to warm up here. It's cold. It's really cold here in Colorado. It was 85 on Friday, and it jumped down into rainy, really rainy, and mid to low 50s Fahrenheit, which is about 15 Celsius, roughly. So very uncomfortable, very bad for me to tan. Basically, I'm not tanning at all. And yeah, should be fine though. Should be fine. I might get some self-tanner just to like pre-tan myself. That way when I'm at the, in Boise, Idaho at the show, getting my tan, they can get me even darker, right? So I want to be very, very, very dark. And then Toronto, if I'm competing as a pro, I need to find out how many people are competing. I really need to find out how many people are competing. I emailed the production guy, like the Toronto Pro Show email, like contact us, and I said, how many people have signed up? He said he doesn't know. How do you not know that? Aren't you like the organizer? I guess he's not. I don't know. But whatever. I'll see you in like a split second when I'm doing my actual working weight. Alright, we're back, and we're doing 205 inverted stack. I got the 35s on the inside, and yep, 2 sets, that's it. So pretty light, what do you call it, reps, Holy crap. Oh. Laying down can be sometimes hard. Laying down on the bench, doing it smooth. Okay, make sure the thing won't hit the wood chair. And let's do it. Gotta really make it count, you know, because I don't get a lot of reps. So I really want to make sure that I get the contraction. Okay, that was 6. That's so weird doing less than I need to. But yeah, I'm gonna pause for a minute and then I might as well just record both sets. Alright, I feel replenished between sets. I got a terrible song playing. Okay. Here we go. 6, and now I might just go for 6 again. Damn, I don't know who. The person behind me, way too much perfume. Just like smacked me in the face. I was like, oh, what is that? I guess they like just stood up here. Yeah. Doesn't smell bad, but it's just like, pow. Alright, into incline. Alright, incline time. They only had 35s around, no 45s. So instead of doing a 45 and a 25, I'm doing 2 35s. And unless I'm losing my marbles, that is the correct math. So, nothing wrong there. It just feels a little weird to do. But actually I think it's alright. And yeah, so I luckily have my trusty leather belt, keep me locked down. So I'm gonna get this on. Whew, yeah. I have a lot of unpopular opinions lately that I think I'm gonna start voicing for no real good reason except for just to invite, I don't know, argument. For fun, I guess. We'll see. But, yeah, okay, so there we go. Nice and tight. Nice and tight. Remember, 2 sets. Alright. Let's do it. Okay, 5. With about 5 reps in reserve, maybe 4. It's harder to judge the further away from failure you get. But that was only 5 reps, so whatever the reps in reserve are, it's more than 3. I guess it doesn't matter what it is, just more than 3. So, yeah, you know, one thing I do like about this deload week is these are going to be some pretty fast workouts if I'm able to shut up, because I talk a lot. But other than that, I know for a fact, like if I weren't recording, I'd be already out of here, you know, just 2 sets. I mean, that 3rd set only adds up when you include the time in between and then the time to work it, right? So I guess it would reduce, it makes sense, but about by 1/3. So a 30% reduction in lifting, like volume, equals a 30% reduction in time. So yeah. Alright. Let's do this. Let's do this next set here. Okay, another 5. I think that's what I'm going to do for this deload week, is just do the same amount of reps each set, because I know I'm far away from failure, or I'm even kind of far away from 3 reps in reserve. Sorry, that's what I mean. And I don't know, it just feels right. We'll see. And actually, we'll see you at the next workout. Okay, let's get out of this kind of negative tone that I've had about unpopular opinions and disliking Colorado, which I still do. I still don't like Colorado. Don't move here. If you're thinking about moving to Denver, don't do it. I promise you, you'll be very disappointed, and you'll think, why did I ever think coming here would solve any problem of mine? It won't solve any problem. But you know what? I'm fortunate to live in America, where I'm generally very safe. I'm fortunate to live in a state like Colorado, where the weather is pretty nice. It's sunny most of the time. People are pretty nice, and I live in a good part. You know, I don't live in the ghettos. I am very grateful for being born today. I read a lot of history, and let me tell you, I don't think I'd ever want to live in any other time except maybe 10 years ago or 20 years ago. But even then, I don't know. So I'm very fortunate to live today, not 200 years ago, 5,000 years ago. I don't want to live like that. So I'm fortunate to live in the time I do, in the place I do, with the family and friends that I have. I do have a lot of opportunity. I'm grateful for, the friends I have here in Colorado are great friends, and friends that aren't even in Colorado, great friends. I'm grateful for all of them. And if anyone is watching this who I typically call, or who calls me, I'm sorry, but you're not going to hear from me until I'm back from Toronto. This week and next week, I am MIA. I'm falling behind, but this is my time to focus on bodybuilding big time. Yeah, it's pretty good. Let's do our 2 sets. Make sure my feet are even and spaced. Makes a big difference. Okay. More than 3 reps in reserve. We're not going even close to failure. Okay, 10 feels pretty good. I guess I usually get about between 13 and 15 in my first set. So 10 feels pretty comfortably above 3 reps in reserve. I'm gonna take a break. I'll see you for the second set. All right, second set, let's go. Alright, that's 8. Mark my words. I will win. I will win this show in Boise. And then I will win in Toronto as an IFBB pro. And I will be on stage in Mr. Olympia. And maybe win. I'd like to win. But I'm not juicing, so. Yeah. Cool. I'm manifesting it. It's gonna happen. I do my daily affirmations every single day. I write down, I will walk, I will achieve my goals, I will win every bodybuilding show I compete in, I will grow my social media to generate passive income and help others as well, but not for free. I want to make money from it. You know, I will move out of the United States and live a much better life. I will just achieve all my goals. I will do it. We'll see you at the next workout. Shoulder, dumbbell, lateral raise. Old Faithful. This is my, I wouldn't say my favorite, but if you consider the, I don't know if it's called technically cognitive bias, but the exposure bias, where the more you're exposed to something, the more you tend to like it. So people who say, I don't like country music, if you listen to it enough, you're going to start to say, hey, I like country music, I don't mind it. And then before you know it, you got a lifted truck and a cowboy hat going, yeehaw. So I do this enough that it should be my favorite. Or it can go to the other extreme where I do it too much and I don't like it at all. Probably more in the middle. I don't mind it. I kind of feel like I need to poop, but I only got 2 sets, and then 2 sets of rear dumbbell lateral raise with the same weight. So I'm just going to try to get these done really fast. And I've already been talking for a minute. So let's go. Remember, I usually get about 10 to 15 of these, so I should be going for about 7. Dang, I really gotta poop. Dang it. I kind of felt it this morning, but I thought I'd be able to get through my workout. Well, I don't need a long break in between this workout, so I'm going to do really quick one more set here. And I'm going to drop off and pay some units. Remember these numbers. 7, and then let's just do 7 again for good measure. Okay. I'm gonna leave the dumbbells here. I'll take my stuff with me, but yeah. BRB. All right, I'm back. I'm about 1 pound lighter, probably. Today I showed up around 121.2, so pretty low 120s, and obviously now I'm probably closer to like 120.2. However, today is a higher food day, so tomorrow when I weigh in, I'm probably not gonna be that low. I'm probably gonna bump up about a pound, not because I'm really gaining weight, but because that food is still going to be within me by tomorrow morning, the food that I eat today. I'm eating about 1 kilogram of rice today, which, trust me, I am very excited for. I already had 200 grams this morning, like I had my breakfast plus just a bowl of rice, and I think it kind of helped with my energy levels for today's workout. At least the placebo effect of that idea is working. So let's do these bad boys. I usually get around 12, so I'm gonna shoot for probably 7 or 8 again. Yeah, I would have pooped my pants if I tried to do this without going to the bathroom first. Okay, yeah, that felt easy as it should. So let's mark that down, and then I think I did 7 and 7 for my shoulder raise, and then that was 7 again. Let's just do 7 again. Lucky number 7. Lucky number 7. I'm not even gonna wait much longer, so I'm not gonna pause the video. I really want to go home and eat. I love having a 3-day weekend. You know, Europe does it right with their, 4-day work week. I don't even know if they do that. I thought they did, but maybe they don't. But, yeah. One day. Okay. Let me change the song real quick. There we go. All right. That's the end of today's workout. Peak week, week 26, lift 1 out of like probably 4 instead of 5. I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.